Confident. More confident.
Hey baby.
Dude.
Welcome back to Recap World. Today we are going to recap a 2012 drama movie titled about Cherry. A teenager takes the money she earned from a photo shoot and runs away to San Francisco, where she catches the eye of both a lawyer and a lesbian porn director. And this is where story takes multiple turns. But before we begin, please consider subscribing to our channel. Now, without wasting any further time, let's begin, shall we? We see a girl named Angelina at the beginning of the movie who is only 18 years old. Angelina goes to school and works part-time at a laundry because Angelina's father is a low-income earner and Angelina's mother is an alcoholic. Angelina also has a young sister, Jojo, who she adores. Apart from her family, Angelina has a best friend named Andrew who adores her. Angelina, on the other hand, regards Andrew as her only good friend. Andrew goes to a bar one day to drop Angelina off. Angelina notices the guitarist who happens to be her boyfriend Bobby at the bar. Then at night, Angelina goes to Bobby's house where they both get intimate. Bobby then advises Angela to get naked photo shoot done in order to make some money because she was beautiful and Bobby also told her so. He also tells Angelina that she will be paid $500 every shoot and gives her the address of the photographer named Vaughan. Angelina, on the other hand, is enraged by Bobby's word and storms off. The following day, we see Angelina in her home, where her sister Jojo is also there. Angelina enters the kitchen to prepare a meal for Jojo. However, because there was nothing to eat in the kitchen, they had to go bed hungry. Now, because Angelina is in desperate need of money, she agrees to have a naked photo shoot done. When Angelina arrives at Vaughan's studio the next day, Vaughan informs her that she will be paid $300 a day. Angelina was only doing work for one day, so she agrees to work for $300 as well. Then she starts working on a naked photo shoot. In the meantime, Bobby, who is also a model, arrives. Bobby brings Angelina home at night and then gives her an advice that she should no longer do such photo shoots, but Angelina ignores Bobby's words and returns to her home. Angelina was now furious with her family, so from that point forward, San Francisco considers himself to be swift. She also tells her best friend Andrew about it. Andrew informs her that he will accompany her since he cares for Angelina and Andrew didn't want to abandon her. Angelina then drives to San Francisco with Andrew the following day under the guise of school. They stay at a hotel after arriving in San Francisco and they both sleep in the same bed. We learn here that Andrew has feelings for Angelina but is unable to tell her. The following day they set out to find a flat for themselves and they find a room online, whose owner was a teenage boy named Paco, and due to the low rent, both of them begin living there. During this time, Andrew and Paco become friends, and Angelina first informs her mother about her whereabouts. Angelina's mother is furious after hearing this, and Jojo feels terrible as well because Jojo required him, and Angelina left her there and went away. Jojo does not speak Angelina. As a result of Angelina's distress, Andrew takes care of her. Angelina goes to the next day and ends up working as a waitress in a strip joint. Andrew, on the other hand, attends the party with Paco and some of her great time. In the club, a boy named Francisco notices Angelina and at first glance Angelina likes him a lot. Then a friend of Francisco makes a mistake here and security kicks him out. This is why Francisco must depart from there. Angelina meets a lady at the same club where she tells her about the naked photo shoot. She suggests to Angelina that she do this work as well because she can get $800 for the same photo shoot. Angelina also thinks after hearing so much money and she decides to do the work. After this, Angelina arrives at her studio where she meets director Margaret, which raises several questions for Angelina, such as if she had any sexual relations with any of these girls, or does she have any reservations about doing any scene now that Angelina's video shoot has begun, in which she transforms into a schoolgirl in that exact in the video. As a result, he is highly regarded by everyone. Margaret also praises her after the shoot is completed. Angelina goes to the club after the shoot and runs into Francisco. Then he asks her about to accompany her to an art exhibition. Angelina then prepares to walk to the event, which was hosted by her mother. She returns home in the evening and begins preparing for the party, but Andrew is now pleased. because Andrew and Angelina had intended to see a movie tonight. Angelina, on the other hand, cancels the movie date in order to attend the party. Angelina then joins Francisco at the exhibition party. It begins with inquiring about Francisco's mother, Angelina getting a job in a strip joint, which Francis dislikes. Thus, Francis afterwards apologized to Angelina for his mother's behavior, but Angelina wasn't concerned. Francis was a drug addict, and because he did not conceal Angelina's true identity, he offers drug to her as well, which leads both of them going to the terrace and kissing, and then both of them entering the relationship. The following day, we see Angelina at her shoot where she wears nurse's gown and has a photo shoot. She appears where Angelina returned home from the shoot. Her mom and Jojo are also visiting her there. On the other hand, we see Margaret in their home. Julian, her sister, arrives as she looking at Angelina's photo. She discusses Angelina with Margaret. We also find out here Margaret has developed feelings for Angelina on the inside. Margaret goes to the club after speaking with Julian, where Angelina was also present, and Margaret began to hide her. And there was the another actress present who understood Margaret's feelings for Angelina and then think that Angelina is idle for Margaret. Margaret begins to smile after hearing this. After a while, she returns to her house. After returning home, Julian and Margaret begin to argue about Angelina. When Angelina's mother Frances learns of it, she asks Angelina to introduce him, and Angelina takes everyone to a restaurant to meet Frances, but Frances is unable to attend due to work obligation. When Angelina's mother notices this, she wants her to stay away from these boys because according to her, such boys always cheat, but Angelina pays little to no attention to this, because she believes Frances must have worked hard. The next day, Angelina's mother approaches her and asks for money, explaining that Jojo is in a lot of pain in her stomach and he has no money for Jojo's treatment, and Angelina promised to pay for it. Now we see the next day's scene. On this way, Angelina meets Francis, who apologizes to her. Angelina forgives him for not being able to see his mother yesterday. When Angelina returns home, she leaves for her photo shoot in the evening. So Jojo informs Angelina that her mother lied to her and there is no issue with her stomach because Angelina had discovered the truth. As a result, her mother departs with Jojo. We see Margaret in the studio, who was doing a shoot with another girl, but when he saw her, he remembered Angelina. As a result, she takes a break by stopping the shoot in the middle, but Angelina arrives to meet her. Margaret enjoys talking to Angelina with a lot of things begin to happen between the two. Then she returns to her shoot. Today's shoot takes a long time, which causes Margaret to be late. He was supposed to go to a party with Jillian today, but Margaret arrived late, which causes her to argue with Jillian. Jillian gets intimate with Margaret after returning from the party and leaves the house the next morning. Angelina and Andrew go for a walk at a park on the same day. Angelina informs Andrew that she is now going to begin shooting with the boys in order to earn more money, but Andrew does not like hearing this, which is why he forbids Angelina from doing it, but Angelina disagrees. She then leaves for her shoot. Angelina was visibly nervous when she arrived at the shoot because she was about to shoot with a girl for the first time. Then comes shoots. Angelina does exceptionally well in this role, and Margaret also praises her a lot. Also, the shoot, Frances arrives to pick up Angelina, and Frances then forbids Angelina from doing similar shoots in the future. Angelina explains to him he does not want Angelina to get intimate with 4 or 5 people, that this is his work and he is paid for it, but Frances does not agree and the two of them argue about it. As a result, Frances' car is involved in an accident and then abandons Angelina and flees, and Angelina returns home after becoming upset. Angelina notices Andrew masturbating while watching Angelina's video and she becomes enraged. Andrew tries to persuade her that her entire world watches her video as she packs her belongings and departs. So why can't he see them? The two begin arguing about this, and Angelina eventually asks Andrew if he loves her. Andrew is unable to say anything and Angelina then departs. Angelina was in a bad way after her fight with Andrew, so she went to a club. Here he meets Margaret and Angelina tells her the entire story before falling asleep in few words, and they begin kissing. Angelina then goes to Margaret's house where they both get intimate. Angelina and Margaret begin to live together and Angelina begins directing adult videos, and Angelina and Margaret begin to live happily ever after. and this is where the movie ends. I hope you enjoyed it. As always, until next time.